Hosana. It is Hosana. Hello, little boy. Hello, were you trying to catch a warthog for breakfast, but he spotted you? So even a male leopard, it is a male, yes, it is Hosana. It looks like very much like Hosana. Or it could be Tumba, but I think it's Hosana. Guys, help me out. I haven't seen these leopards in a while, but I don't think I'm going to forget Mr. Hosana. I've been within 3 meters of him on foot. Yes, that's Hosana. There we go. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Now, see how important it is to know and watch the animal behavior of all the different animals we get out here, because it was just very, very unusual behavior for a male warthog. And quite often warthogs in this part of the world are not the most relaxed around the vehicles. So the fact that he was running towards us, turning around and going brr, brr, I knew something was up. There we go. Thank you very much, everyone, for your confirmations. This is indeed the little chief, Hosana. Now, of course, definitely one of my favorite leopards. I've spent a lot of time with him from when he was little to big. And, of course, he's going into oh, he's changing direction again. X-Ranger, you are indeed correct. The piggy did give the game away. So I'm just trying to, he's taking me through a bit of the windies here. Oh, okay, I'm going to get into a good spot to show you the little prince, or little chief, while we do that. Steve's got some absolutely... Look at that, isn't he absolutely gorgeous? He's now just plonked himself and licking the dew off his feet, removing the odd tick. And what a special second drive back and first morning back to find Hosana. I'm trying to remember when. So he must be 2 now, just over. Is he 2 or 3? I'm trying to remember now. When did we find him? 2, yes, he's 2. Yeah, so he's 2 years old now. Just over, he would have been 2 in February. Oh, what's he heard? Look at that. What did you hear? Is that same pig behind us running around? He's definitely interested in something. Nana says, I am in love with Hosana. He is a beautiful young leopard. Oh, he's up and on the move again. Hello, big boy. Ladybugs and Daisy says, it looks like he's eaten recently. Yes, he is quite a fat kitty. By no means is he skinny at the moment. Look at this. This is what I love about Hosana. And he's going to pop out right here next to us. Let me jump out of the way. He's definitely heard something in the little river system. Oh, what's that? Hyena. There's a hyena walking towards us. That's what he's seen. Is he going to go attack the hyena? My brother actually saw him out of the blue attack a hyena for fun, jump on its back, and then give it a whack and then jump away again. Okay, let me just reverse it a little bit quickly. Yeah, the hyena spotted him now, though. The hyena's running away already. So obviously they've learned. Hosana likes to chase hyenas. So there was definitely something that piqued his attention, and obviously it was that spotted hyena, which is just off in front of us here now. There it is. Oh, tail's a little bit up, and obviously that's from Hosana being around. Just coming to see if there's anything to steal from Hosana. Andy says he has such an interesting personality. Indeed he does, Andy. He's definitely one of the more fun leopards around. He does lots of silly things. When he was younger, he used to do a lot more silly things. Hyena's coming back towards him. Let's see what happens next. He's laying down. He's lying down in ambush. Let's see if that hyena gets close enough for him to pounce. Look at him. He's going right down flat. The hyena's about to arrive. There we go. He's after the hyena. He's stalking the hyena. He's such a clown. Anne-Marie's saying, am I surprised how much he's grown and bulked up? Not really, Anne-Marie. I was expecting him to be a lot bigger than when I left. But it is quite nice to see how well he's doing with a nice full belly. Hyena didn't come close enough for a pounce. There we go. And he's going to recline again for a little bit. So I'm just going to move. I'm going to have to go back around to try find a way through all this broken vegetation. But, absolutely wonderful. Let's have a look at the hyena is behind us now. There we go. And you see the hyena's just sniffing around, making sure he doesn't have a kill close by. Well, look at this. Hosana is right next to us. And while we're getting into position to see him, I suddenly noticed in the Tumboti tree right next to me, it looks to be either a young Inyala or a bushbuck. So he actually has a kill here. Or I wonder if he stole it from Thandi. I don't think so. We're probably about a kilometre or two from where I last saw Thandi's tracks. But he's got, it looks to be a bushbuck. Where is he, Craig? He's right behind us. We're so close we can't even see him. He's lying behind the car. I can't see him from here. Let me have a quick look. Let me jump up. Oh, he's just behind the vehicle, so we can't actually move the vehicle. Now, I didn't see the kill a bit earlier, and then all of a sudden I looked on the ground and I could just see bits of fluff from the kill. And you can see them there. And there he is. He's moved off a little bit now. That makes a lot more sense why he was a bit more protective over the area when that hyena came. And judging by the tree that this kill is in, he probably had to put it up the tree in a big rush due to hyenas, because there is going to be no sort of real place for him to feed up there. So I think he's stashed that due to the hyenas being around. And that's why he's popped it in there. Now that he's moved a little bit further away, I'm going to do the same. I don't want to be this close to the kill. If he tries to climb up in the tree, especially a tree like that, he could accidentally fall. And if we'd seen the kill earlier, we wouldn't have parked this close. But we could only see it once we got closer. So there's he. He's over there. Okay, so we've got enough space to move back a little bit. Okay, so apparently we had about a 50-50 split, whether that hyena was male or female. It was a male. Hold on, I'm just going to pop over that stump. There we go. It was a male hyena. Ellie Belly, you've definitely been listening to me for too long, because Ellie Belly says a hyena is a Howard. That is correct. All hyenas are named Howard. And it's a joke from a shoot I was on once. And Hosana's now wandered around there. But really great news is that he is going to be here for the next little while. Now, if he's got that kill up the tree, and that's why he's looking so well fed. He's eaten about half of it. Now, where has he disappeared to? He was moving through here. Let's go have a look. But he's probably not going to move that kill at the moment while he's really well fed. Is he gone back to sleep, or is he still sniffing about? Do you see him, Craig? We've lost sight of him. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's in a difficult spot. Let's try around from the other side. Unique Sajam would like to know, in a fight, will a leopard win against a hyena? It all depends. A female leopard, very unlikely. They will sometimes whack a hyena when they get close to cubs, etc. But in a straight-out fight, a hyena is much more powerful. But big male leopards, one-on-one with a hyena, you can back the male leopard to normally win. Even a young male leopard of Hosana's size will give a hyena a very good go and could probably win. The thing is, as soon as there is more than one hyena, the odds change, and even big male leopards will struggle. And now, Anderson apparently gives hyenas a hard time, and but he is a grotesquely big male leopard, and they've seen him fight with up to 2 hyenas. It is, however, very, very unusual. I'm just trying to make sure. Last time I saw him, he was just over here. It looked like he might be going to have a snooze in the shade. Just trying to negotiate over these stumps. Ryan would like to know who can sustain high-speed running for longer, leopard or lion? It's definitely, hyena or leopard. It's definitely hyena. A hyena can keep up an incredible pace for a very, very long time. That's not going to work. Oh, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. It is now broken. Actually, Craig and I, just before we left the Mara, we watched an incredible hyena hunt just outside Talek Gates. Now, I say he's not in the best spot where he's having a snooze. You can just see his ears there. I think we're not going to get much better of a view at the moment, unfortunately. I would say the hyenas were chasing that topee probably for around 40 minutes, and probably in that time kept that very quick gait up for, I'd say probably easily 7 or 8 kilometers in total while they hunted down that topee. So they have incredible stamina. Their top end is not nearly as high as a leopard, but their stamina is incredible. They can keep running for a long time, whether it be towards something or away from lions if they have to, and that stamina will keep them safe, because obviously a lion and a leopard aren't able to keep up that speed for very long. And in a leopard's case, if it's under pressure or whatnot, it'll go up a tree rather than try run away constantly. Yeah, so he's just in the headwaters of this little river system, and he's lying down there. I'm sure it's nice and cool, so maybe not the best view for us. So I'm going to have a look around, see if we can get a little bit of a better view. I don't think we're going to get one, unfortunately, but I will try. Well, a young reclining Hosana. He took us a bit around the bundus for a bit there, and we'd stop and we could just see him, and then he got up and he walked and lay directly behind the car, so we had to actually turn around and move so we could see him again. Then you see, nice, well-fed young leopard. Nice fat tummy, and he's still got probably 50% of his kill left in the tree. As I said, it's not a great tree for him to feed in. And you can see it's very skinny and quite thick. You can just see a bit of the meat through there. So it's going to be quite hard for him to balance or eat in that position. So he probably at some point in the next couple of hours, or maybe today or tonight, will take it down. He might drag it to a better tree where he's going to be able to feed up in the tree. But I think he got pressured by hyenas, and that's why he zonked it up there as fast as possible and not in the best spot. I can't wait to see him try climb this tree, because it's going to be quite funny, because he's going to be very clumsy. Soraya is wondering, at what age will Hosana challenge some of the bigger male leopards in the area for territory? Soraya, normally male leopards will only really start challenging for territory at around 5 years old. So he's still got 3 years of wandering, and it's really nice that he's still here at this age. But it's going to be interesting the next 6 months or so. He'll probably move off from this area. If he's lucky, there will be a vacuum not too far away. So, for example, if Tingana in the next 3 years, although Tingana is getting quite old already, but for example, a male leopard in a nearby territory dies or gets injured, he might have a chance at starting out early. But normally in the Sabi Sands, they can migrate up to sort of 5 or 6 territories over. And in extreme cases, they can migrate as far as 300 kilometers from their natal territories. Now, there was a Panthera project collaring young dispersal males, and they collared 2 males on Pinda, which is in northern Zululand, and one of those males actually walked then all the way from Zululand through Swaziland, through many people live there, places, and ended up in the southern Kruger around Crocodile Bridge. So that was over 300 kilometers that young male migrated. The other one went south and actually completely through farmland and no wilderness areas, and ended up in the Eastern Cape and in the Transkei, and decided that was a terrible idea, so turned around, went back, and then eventually became an adult male and a territorial male very close to where he started his trip from. And his trip was about 200 or so kilometers that he did. But it is incredible. So they can move big distances. Well, see, there we go. There's a perfect example. Apparently, you guys have been doing your leopard research, and the Hukamuri male was seen at Crocodile Bridge, which is a fair distance from here, and in the Timbavati, a little bit closer. But he was born in the Hukamuri. Scott, Tristan, and I both have spent quite a lot of time in the Hukamuri, which is a drainage line on a property called Ottawa, not too far from here, and it's traversed by Singita. It is one of the most beautiful drainage lines in the whole Sabi Sands, the Hukamuri. And very, very big male leopards have come out of that area. The Wallington male, the Wallingford male, they're older male leopards in the Sabi Sands that are now dead. Camp Pan, who was an absolute beastie, probably similar size to Anderson. He used to spend time in the Hukamuri when he was a cub as well. Lynn is just letting me know that they have seen Hosana scent marking. Well, I'm going to say he's a cheeky little monkey, and if he starts scent marking, the more likely is he's going to be chased sooner. Quarantine started doing that as well when he was of similar age, and Quarantine got quite lucky because he managed to set up territory next door basically to where he was born, and that's because his half-brother, what was his name again? Oh my goodness, I can't believe, Shivambalan seemed to sort of almost give way. Now, Quarantine was a spectacularly, not aggressive, but cheeky male, sort of similar to Hosana. Oh, there we go. Come on, climb the tree for us, because this is going to be hysterical. There's a leopard of Hosana's size trying to go up a skinny little Tambueti is going to be... There we go. You can see Hosana's tail peeking out from behind the Tambueti and Gwari. And you can see he's breathing quite heavily, that even his tail's moving. Now, I'm hoping he's lifted his head again, because every now and then you just get this most spectacular view through the bushes of his eyes. Come on, lift your head, open your eyes. No interest in doing so at the moment. A very fat, lazy cat. going to try and move now that he's hiding behind the bush. I'm on the edge of a little steep section here. Cat Bragg is wondering, is taking kills up trees instinct or learnt behavior? I would say it is instinct. Definitely instinct. Leopard cubs from very young start jumping up and down in trees and playing. There we go. Hello, Mr. Man. Still, yes, it's still there. It hasn't moved. And you can see this is when you get such wonderful shots of a leopard's eyes. And they just look so spectacular when they're looking up like that. And you can see how perfect his teeth are still. In incredible condition. Look at those lower canines. They are massive. Yeah. Very, very pretty boy. I think he's going to get very uncomfortable today as it heats up with a full belly like that. But fortunately for him, there's quite a few nice shady trees about here. He'll be able to find a nice spot to snooze. Oof. There we go. Speaking of snoozing. And you can see his ears and are so perfect still. And you'll see on older leopards, they start becoming a lot more tattered from the stable flies and other biting insects and ticks. But at the moment, he's still in such immaculate condition. Hello, Veronica. Veronica would like to know, what is the best time of the year to go on safari in the Sabi Sands? Well, Veronica, there's no real bad time of the year to go on safari in the Sabi Sands. A lot of us have our preferences. I know James's is the changing of the seasons. So the few months between winter and summer, or between, well, winter and summer, or summer and winter. Although we don't really have the traditional 4 seasons out here. We basically have wet and dry and hot and not so hot. But I would say my personal favorite time of the year, and a lot of people would disagree with me because it is the most uncomfortable time of the year often, which is sort of end of October into September. It is when the bush is at its driest. There's almost not a blade of grass around, and it is very, very hot. But it is when you do see some of the more spectacular animal behavior. And the animals are forced onto the watering points. You get those massive herds of elephants charging through the dust to come drink. And also the predators have it quite easy. You see a lot more kills during that time of the year as well. So for me personally, October, September, the last sort of 3 weeks before the first rains of the year is my favorite time of the year. And that's purely because of the animal interactions you get at that time of the year. And it can look quite stark, almost desert-like, but I don't know, I just really like that time of the year. And that's one of the things I missed about being in southern Africa, and because in Kenya it was just green all year round in the Masai Mara. Of course, there are places in Kenya that also experience those dry times, like Savo and Samburu. And speaking of a man who spent some time in Samburu, he's got the largest land mammal to show you. Well, that's why Hosana keeps staring upwards. Make sure that a battalier doesn't find his kill hidden in the Timbwiri tree. Now, I think he's being quite lazy at the moment. And Fat Belly doesn't look like he's ready to go fetch the carcass yet or take it down for a munch. So we've just heard some elephants trumpeting not too far away from us, and we heard some Inyala alarm calling a little bit earlier to the north of us. So I think we'll come back and check on the little chief this afternoon and go see what else we can find for the last hour of drive this morning. Cobalt would like to know, which leopard have I missed the most? Oof, that's a difficult question. I would say probably Hosana and Shongile. I did spend so much time with those two when they were cubs, and I think some of the most not some of the definite most spectacular leopard sightings I've ever had on foot were with Hosana and Shongile on bushwalk. And we were able to spend some incredible moments with them on foot, which is really unusual with leopards, which made them both such special cats. Hey, big boy. Tired kitty. Amy is wondering, do leopards digest quicker when it's hot or cold? Amy, I would guess, I'm not 100% sure that it's pretty much the same. Their digestion would be the same. They're definitely more comfortable digesting during cold weather than they are during hot weather, where they can sometimes struggle to get rid of the heat. And if Hassan is lucky, we might be getting some rain this weekend, so cool down while he's got a fat belly. Otherwise, if it's anything like yesterday, it's going to be a long and comfortable day for our little chief with that full belly. There's quite a nice cool breeze at the moment, so he's looking very comfortable. You can see he's breathing quite heavily, but he's not panting at all. Mouth's still closed, so he's quite happy at the moment. And the hyena's given up. I'm pretty sure the hyena's not too far away, and waiting for any opportunity if he moves the kill or brings it down to try and make off with it. It's so nice to be back in the low veld and listen to all the sounds. And in the Mara, because of those vast open grasslands and that constant wind, we often didn't hear too much of the birds. But I mean, just sitting here, I'm going to keep quiet for a second. I can hear at least 4 bird species. I can hear magpie shrikes. I can hear birch starling, rattling cisticola, Cape turtle dove as well. So quite nice to be sort of in the thicker area where you can hear all these things. And as I said, I'm pretty sure the hyena's lying up quite close to here. And if he hears anything or sees Hosana move too much, he might come back. But as I said, I think Hosana's not going to do much for quite a while. I think he's going to snooze it off. So I'm going to see if we can go find those ellies and then see if we can go find Tandy. Okay. Now, getting in here was fun. Getting out is going to be just as interesting, and I'm sure you don't want to listen to all the bumping and the scratching and of the vehicle as we get out of here. So let's go across to Steve, who's going to give us a lesson on the most important vegetation in the whole of Africa.